Today we're going to talk about your mind. We're going to think about meditating a different way on your thoughts and just kind of exploring the actionable things about your mind and some things that seem like they're not actionable. And then there's just thoughts that come and go. A lot of folks tend to think, if I think this way, that's who I am. They think about thoughts that come into their mind that can be good, that can be bad, they can be sad, they can be happy. Sometimes you may think thoughts that are crazy and wild. I would say no matter what, you're not always the thoughts that you are thinking. You can choose to take a thought and kind of hold it captive and dump it. Some kind of thoughts are reoccurring thoughts. Those can be a little bit harder. Maybe those are anxious thoughts about something that is important to us. Maybe those are anxious thoughts of things we care about, loved ones we care about. Some of those can be harder. Some of those are reoccurring of emergencies. Maybe you think about that constantly, the what ifs. You can still capture those, grab those, and say, you know what, I'm going to try the best I can with that thought. What you don't want to do is meditate on that thought, which is always thinking about it, letting that thought control you. So just like the clouds in the sky are rolling by, thoughts can be that way. See a thought come through, capture it and say, that's a good thought. You can say, this is a bad thought, grab it, run with it. Other thoughts, it's okay to just dump. And that can be hard. Let's say you've never really took the time to understand that you can control and capture the way you think. It may be a brand new concept. You may think, well, my mind is me. Why isn't that me? But it's your thoughts. It's still very controllable. It's just like any action that we take. I know for a depressed person, it can be really hard because your thoughts and action are usually behind the intentions that you take sometimes. And that can be harder to break through. That's where talking to someone really can help, because you can say, I feel this way in this moment, but when I go to take action on it, I can't. That's where others can lend a helping hand. That's where others can put their hand on your shoulder sometime and just say, hey, we can do this. And, I hope that someone out there can be that person for you. And be open. You'd be surprised the people who just want to help. And maybe just meditating on that can help there be a breakthrough in your thoughts, in your actions. And, what we think about is who we're going to be. What we meditate on. I know meditate can be kind of a strong word to some people. Some see meditation as a spooky thing, but to sit down and meditate, I'm going to release. Meditation is just thinking about something constantly over and over. Sometime when you do sit down and maybe find that space, maybe you do take time to take headspace and sit down and meditate, that's fine. But don't let something capture your mind, because it ultimately will capture your time. And you'll become something you don't want to be, especially if it's thoughts you're thinking that you don't want to think of. So I would just say, with the mind and thinking, you can take control. If you need help, tell someone about what you're thinking. Make sure it's someone you trust, because going out there and telling people what you think can sound kind of crazy sometimes. That I think of these things, or this thought is pulling me down, and I think about this daily. You also can use visioning as using your imagination to how you want something to be. So say you want to run, say you want to get a new position at a job, or maybe you want to position yourself different in life. It's okay to use your imagination and think through those things, and that can be a good thing. So overall, just take time to say, what am I thinking about? When am I thinking about it? How can I control this thought and action? And it's all about being positive and moving forward and through those thoughts and actions. If you need a therapist, go find a therapist to talk to. Maybe that's just a good friend. Maybe that's someone you trust. Don't be afraid to talk about your thoughts, to take action on that, and to daily kind of work through that a little bit. Work through on capturing a thought, and maybe the first time saying, let it go, let that thought go, and let's move forward. So thanks for taking time to let me speak with you, taking thoughts, capturing thoughts, and meditating on something good. And hey, it's Shout Out Sunday today. So there's a handful of new subscribers, like Tyler, like Jim, Angela, and there's a handful of other folks whose subscriptions are not public, so I can't see your name. So for you guys that have subscribed, thanks so much. And no matter what you're going through today, and with the week upcoming, there's always a hope and a future through what you're doing, and you can do it.